Loving Conversation is brand new, born this very minute, actually. I've been working on it for about 6 months, and the goal is to help you find authentic ways to be more loving, supportive, and encouraging in all your relationships. Because I was always that kid in school who on the report card got, "She's too chatty." So I thought that would definitely be a good name, since Loving Conversation, I certainly do love it. I love meeting people. I'm the person on the plane who won't like step out and start talking to somebody, but loves it when other people talk to me and start telling me their stories. In 2009, a friend and I decided to do a video blog, and it was called Life Laugh Latte, and we recorded our conversations. No one was really doing video blogs back then. And so you can imagine almost nobody actually found our blog, except teenage girls on YouTube who happened to see our videos that would have been so boring. I can't imagine any teenage girl would ever want to watch it, but it was just two 40-year-old women discussing their lives, and I would take little excerpts of it because my friend is crazy funny, and she would, and so we would just put them on our blog, these funny conversations, and teenage girls found us from everywhere and said, "Hey, we want you to be our mom." But then I thought, gosh, what would it hurt? Like, let's see what they want to know. And so basically what they wanted to know was all things about growing up. They wanted to know about boys and dating and friendships and periods and, you know, everything a mom might talk to a girl about. And so that's what we did for 6 years. We produced 200 videos and had over 1 million+ views, which, you know, on YouTube is not viral in 6 years by any stretch of the imagination. But it's just been such an exciting chapter in my life. Honestly, I just loved these girls, and I still actually talk to them every day. I have some girls that have literally been with me the whole 6 years, and I have some that have just been with me, you know, for a few questions and then move on. We had a private email through YouTube, and that's how they would contact us, which honestly is like every mother's terrifying nightmare, right? That your daughter would go on, you know, YouTube and seek answers and then seek some strange adult to ask them questions. And it really was something I struggled with, like, is this okay to do, for the longest time? And then finally, you know, I realized like some of these girls were just in foster care, or their moms had died and they were being raised by their fathers. They had situations where they just really honestly needed the input of an adult. And what I could do eventually was get them to tell me what was going on in their lives and get them to a point where they no longer had shame over that thing, or they felt brave enough to tell somebody. And so I've seen it all. I've seen pregnancies and, you know, cutting and depression and just sadness. And, you know, it honestly wasn't a very cheery 6 years, but to see how many girls have come out of really difficult situations really was awesome. It really made it exciting. And it's still an important part of my journey, although I'm not making a lot of those videos anymore, because honestly, like, how many times can you talk about tampons? You just can't talk forever about that topic. So anyway, what I'm encouraging the girls to do now is to start finding me here on Periscope, and I'm sure I'll be posting these also on YouTube and my Facebook and my Twitter and blah, 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 all social media, so that they can start thinking about other areas of their life where they need to grow. Not a lot of people talking to you about, well, how can you be more proactive about just developing good relationships in your life, healthy relationships. And, you know, for some people, it's going to be moms dealing with teens and just feeling really distant. Like, how did this baby turn into someone who doesn't want to talk to me anymore, or is hiding in the room, or how do I face some of the kind of scary things that can start to happen once they become a teen? Or maybe it's my marriage is really falling apart, or you would really like to be someone that is just a better boyfriend or a better girlfriend, or maybe you're interested in faith and relationship in that way. So the super simple challenge I want to give you today, which feels like a duh moment, like you're just going to go, duh, you know. But honestly, it's one of those things, we get so busy in our lives all the time that we forget to do. And it's just engaging with the people around you, particularly I think strangers are a great group of people to do this with. Maybe you're at the grocery store or you're at the gas station or whatever. And I think people in the South tend to be really good at this. People in the Midwest tend to be really good at this. But people on either coast have a real issue with it, which is, and I'm in California, but just looking at people and smiling at people. I remember years ago I was challenged to go out and to just find one person to compliment. And I had gone right after this meeting over to a restaurant, just like a little sandwich shop, and it's actually in this really upscale part of town. And so everyone looks beautiful, right? And there's this elderly woman sitting behind me, but she is coiffed. Like, she looks like she's come straight out of the salon, and she's just gorgeous. And so I'm a faithful person. I believe in God, and I was just praying during this lunch. I was just kind of eating alone, and I was praying. I was just like, Lord, show me who that is. Like, if I'm supposed to do that, just show me who it is. And I turn around and I see this elderly woman I'm describing to you, and I'm like, okay, she is the last person in this whole restaurant who needs this. Like, she looks so confident. She looks so beautiful. There's no way on earth that she needs the simple act of just some kindness and a compliment. And then I thought, okay, if this is who I'm seeing and this is who I feel prompted to do it for, I'm just going to do it. I looked around and I looked at her and I went, you look so lovely today, which she really did. She looked so lovely. And I think at the time I was like kind of a youngish mom. And so, I was lucky to be out of my sweatpants. So I really did think most other people looked phenomenal. And I said this to her, and literally she looked at me and she took off her glasses and tears started coming down her face. And I just went, I'm sure my mouth was hanging open because I just was so not expecting the response. And she said, I feel anything but beautiful today. And she goes, thank you so much for saying what you thought. And it honestly was just one of those moments where I was just gripped by it. I just thought, I have got to do that more. I've got to do that so much more than what I do it right now. We can't just always be hurried and not notice the people around us who just need like the tiniest bit of encouragement. So that's my challenge for you. I know for some of you, I can't even see the time right now. For some of you, it's later in the day or maybe the middle of the night. So maybe right now isn't the time to go walk in and tell somebody that. But I just pray that you would find somebody in your world today or tomorrow, and that you would, we're not looking for things that aren't authentic, like you need to feel it. But just come up with something that you can say to encourage somebody, or thank the person who bags your groceries that they did such a nice job and that you didn't have to bag your groceries today. Or your husband walks through the door and instead of going, yeah, great to have you home, you actually turn around and give him a big hug and a kiss and say, thank you for going to work today. And thank you for loving us and taking care of us. And, whatever it is, or, I was even thinking your teenage child who are just mad that they didn't clean up the room for the 100th time. Instead of saying the comment, get rid of that comment in your mind, and instead think of the one thing that you could really do to encourage them today. So that's it. That's all I've got for you. This is Loving Conversation, and I'm so excited that you came. Thank you so much for joining me on my very, very first Periscope, and hopefully now that I have one under my belt, I'm going to be brave enough to do another. And anyway, have a great day, evening, whatever it is for you. Bye.